Hello, hello, hello. I'm going to be reading from Reset. It's a bifurcated work. The first half really examines the Old Testament, primarily quoting from it, to realizing that there's no God in it. It's turf wars. It's extremely violent. And it set a model through redaction and taking a group of individual stories and trying to make them linearly through-lined, where we now find it our aspirational need to align ourselves with this deity who, I think, very simply captured the souls who do follow that and lead the same violent life. And I happen to believe in goodness and godliness, but I don't believe there's a man in the sky, and I don't believe people become gods. I think they are accountable for their actions. And I'm just going to start at one particular place here. We know from the Nag Hammadi find of 1945-1946, the Gospels of Philip described Mary Magdalene as a disciple who he loved most and would often kiss her on the mouth. Within the Gnostic texts, such as the Coptic Apocalypse of Peter and the first Apocalypse of James, Jesus' brother, state Jesus survived crucifixion, which, by the way, the Quran, Surah 4:157 corroborates. In 70 CE, Roman legions under the command of General Titus, soon to become emperor, burned Jerusalem to the ground. Prepared to die as martyrs, the Essenes, fearful of having their beloved Gnostic sacred scrolls be captured as plunder and destroyed, hid them in the high caves of Nag Hammadi, officially known as the Qumran cave scrolls. Not only did they survive, but were accidentally discovered by Bedouin shepherds 2,000 years later. It's interesting to note that these Essenes of the Qumran settlement by the Dead Sea buried these documents 40 years after the crucifixion of Yahshua ben Joseph, known as Jesus, and never documented it in their most precious scrolls. They believed Jesus to be human, and he survived crucifixion. The ultimate achievement in his life was to seek out and learn the absolute truth of our existence, which is essential to our striving to becoming human beings. Gnostics consider themselves to be keeper of the secret, sacred tradition. They communicated directly with God, not through an intermediary. Revelation could happen anywhere, at any time. All were equal as far as having this ability. God resided within the heart, not some supernatural being in the sky. It's a knowing of the self and dedicating one's life in a perpetual search of knowledge for the inner light within us, where we not only become free, we embody the eminence of God. Human beings are not God, but have the potential to become godly. This gift is available to the devoted seeker of wisdom and truth, focused on the heart, all within the desire to become human. The Cathars of the Middle Ages, also known as the pure ones or the good people, lived by a philosophy gleaned from the best of Plato and Gnosticism, living in the towns and villages of the Languedoc in France. Their beliefs were based on the traditions of a Jewish Christian sect called Ebionites that believed Jesus and Mary Magdalene, who was also known as Mary the Tower, a major sponsor of his ministry, was the mother of his children. This ran in complete contrast to what the Roman Catholicism's lifeblood, the Trinity, crucifixion, resurrection, and the ascension of Jesus, thus a threat to their corporate health. In spite of the Cathars' reputation of purity and goodness, Pope Innocent III mustered an army of 10 20,000 and murdered 20,000 men, women, and children of the town of Brezier in a single day, and confiscated all their property and holdings. Known as the Great Slaughter, it was led by the Benedictine abbot Arnaud Amaric. The slaughter that was to continue for more than 100 years under subsequent blessings of 19 popes murdered 500,000 to 1 million Cathar residents of French Languedoc, consuming 0.26% of the global population, compared to the Nazis' approximate 0.06%. It was the first genocide in Western history. This was not about God. This is business, holding on to power and control by religious and royal elites. That's just from the first half of the book. Then I offer a reset of alternative consciousness, which I demonstrate through 50 sestinas and other intermediary pieces. This is 33. I gaze deep into the stars, stare at the wonder of my reflection, connect with countless civilizations of which I know I must be from, to be. Made from the same primordial soup, I project myself through one cosmic being. All knowledge is this being, forever written for us in these stars, transliterated memory, and I, through endless portals towards my reflection, primordial beginning so to be, came eons ago from civilizations, countless civilizations, as disparate as we are, one being, and all within one desire to be. We, infinite souls cast amongst the stars, every moment in time, our reflection and my focus to be one, you and I. Our souls unite, you and I, hearts, the passport to civilization searching for the light of our reflection, the very cosmic center of being, we of the very stuff that makes the stars, the only spiritual reason to be. To be all that we can be is a noble quest for you and I. To gaze upon, then try to touch the stars, photon specks of light, civilization speaking as one continual being, you and I, all of us, one reflection. We, one mind, one reflection. The bang of thought that brought us all to be, wrapped within the cosmic glow of being, riding the countless waves of time, and I, citizen of vast civilizations, count my many blessings amongst the stars. The reflection of everything am I, to be within all civilizations, the oneness of being amongst the stars. 34. What's buried beneath the sand? How far down below protoplanet skin? So many incarnations of ourselves before we became Earth. And what followed, infinite galactic repetitions like countless others came into being. We examine our being with brush and trowel, sifting through the sand. Our patience through many repetitions, peeling back so many layers of skin. Long ago, what was first and what followed, in endless discovery of ourselves. And what became of ourselves? From this primordial soup came being, Many incarnations of life followed, which are newly discovered in the sand, buried deep through the layers of our skin, birth and death through many repetitions, evolving repetitions, refining the process of ourselves, the thickness and color of our skin, to swim, then crawl, then walk into being, all documented within this sand, and questions for modern man who followed. And all of us who followed, discoveries of these repetitions, cause and effect, self-evident in sand. Will these lessons teach to better ourselves? Will we succeed or fail human being? A death camp number tattooed on our skin. This clothing that is our skin and the theology that we followed, the success and failure of our being through all our history's repetition, responsibility lies in ourselves, scattered throughout the ages in the sand. Layers of our skin in repetition. We followed good and evil in ourselves. Transient our being like grains of sand. (49) Gravity, celestial force, though grounded to earth, my heart does soar, to dance amongst the stars with outstretched wings. I'm the visualization of I am, as I brought myself into being. All that is, that was, and will first ever be. Creation, the world to be, manifested intelligence, a force coalescing the wonder of it all, the weightlessness of being so to soar. I am that I am, the light that I am, as true for all who consciously have wings. So agile my reaching wings, allowing my potential so to be, seamlessly reincarnated. I am the cause of how the world is, every force of nature to unfold itself, to soar. Nothing, a vacuum to be filled by all. The all of all that is all, infinite and timeless, with open wings through portals of twisting wormholes, to soar beyond the restraints of the unknown, to be the maximum of potential, a force so seamlessly completing who I am. I am the breath that I am, the ignition of thought, vibrating all, the cognitive wisdom of light, a force so pure to fill the most wanting of wings, allowing all of consciousness to be, every component part in us to soar. Solar winds upon to soar, with every thought exploding who I am, fulfilling prophecy of what to be, encoded in the plasma of us all. This moment, forever and a day. Wings outstretched, guided, a divine conscious force. Watch me soar through the I am of it all. I am the wings of heart throughout all time, to be the force of gravity within. That's from Reset. This was a light group today because of other events happening, and I'm sure the atmospheric, abysmal air quality prevented many from coming. I even wore a mask today, where I wasn't wearing a mask during COVID. You can smell it, it's ghastly. But be that as it may, I thank you. All are welcome. I don't care how disparate you are, but if you have the desire to express yourself through the power of the word and demonstrate the goodness of the light of reaching for a higher consciousness, you are most indelibly welcome. Remember, 1 o'clock, first Saturdays every month, we are the Hudson River Poets. Peace.